A tinny tune sings its way out of its precious box.
I just kept it all these years.
Nearly 60 years.
It was heart-tearing to realize that we were going to go on two different paths.
Inside, a heart's dream unfulfilled. For the young Brentwood Bay couple, this would be an affair to remember.
I was 10. That's when I met Dave.
She happened to come around the corner, and
Definitely a connection.
our eyes met, and I don't know whether the spark was in her eyes or in my heart.
You know, we lived across the street from each other. We took the school bus together.
We dated, went steady.
We just always loved each other.
It was right through to
And I just thought
grade 12 and university.
that someday we would get married.
It was love at first sight.
Dave left for the U.S. in 1969 with someone else.
I guess I never really got over it over the years.
He married, became an investment banker, and had 3 children. After 13 years, he got divorced and eventually moved to the UK. Dave and Ina hadn't spoken since school, but they never forgot each other.
I wanted to always ask how Dave was, but never really wanted to,
There was a phone there on the side of the street.
so I never really did.
I picked up the phone and I started to dial,
And I just didn't want to really hear,
and I thought, this is crazy.
because I guess there was still that unfinished whatever we had between
It's
us.
4 years later that I decided finally to have the guts to pick up the phone and make the call.
Ina stayed on Vancouver Island. Married, she raised 2 kids. After 23 years, she went back to work as a realtor.
One day in London, I thought I should do it, and
All of a sudden, my numeric pager went off, and there was this whole big long message, Dave Howe.
next morning a phone call came, and
It was very unsettling for me because, you know, I really had my heart broken, and Dave really was, you know, he was my guy.
and just as soon as she said hello, I mean, it was like going back to childhood, right? I mean, it was Ina.
He said hello, and I said hello, and
I think the first 2 sentences she said, are you aware that I got divorced 2 years ago?
I thought, well, I better get that in.
That sounds like at least I can discuss the possibilities of seeing her.
So that started it.
Dave wrapped up his business in Europe. They planned to meet in Vancouver after 27 years. Unaware that BC Ferries had called a strike that day, with Ina still on the island. She caught the last ferry.
If she hadn't have made it, I would have assumed that she had just decided this is not going to work.
I can't even really remember what I thought. It was just like a homecoming, I suppose.
When she stepped off the ferry, I took her into my arms, and I couldn't say anything for 20 minutes.
They ignored warnings from family and friends and began the time of their life together.
It's something I've thought about forever, and so I sat over dinner for the next hour or two and just looked and said, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe I'm here. There's no way to express what's happening to me.
They took their time traveling and working together for 10 years before getting married 17 years ago. Today they live on Pender Island. They've carved out a quiet place reminiscent of the old neighborhood they grew up in.
It's certainly 180 degrees in the way I looked at the world and the singular approach to how one lives their life for their work versus their love.
After all these years, he's just, I mean, he's my handsome, wonderful husband.
I guess what? Love conquers all?